What's up, gamers? Welcome to Battle Royale. I'm Enzo.
And I'm Davis.
Today we're going to talk about the most hated company in the world.
Why are we talking about Comcast?
We're not talking about Comcast.
Oh, you must be talking about Facebook.
You know, they were #1 on the list last year, but we're actually talking about EA.
Ugh, I hate EA.
So does everyone. They were #5 on the list last year. They topped the list twice in the last decade, and today we're going to find out why.
So grab your beer, squeeze your stress ball, and let's get started.
First up, EA's introduction of microtransactions into AAA gaming titles, as well as launch release of DLC and expansions. Dead Space 3 may have been the first AAA title to add microtransactions. Whether it was the loot crates within the game that you had to pay to open, or the DLC and expansions that came out within a month of release for a price as well, it never felt like you finished paying for this game. Why couldn't they just include these at launch when you're paying that much for a game?
I like money.
What inspired you to build a second Krusty Krab right next door to the original?
Money!
FIFA's Ultimate Team and coin packs was a similar plague within sports games. All of this is now prevalent throughout the gaming industry, and it is now common to see games either half finished with fixes or new content coming out shortly after launch, or paying for better or nicer looking items within a game. Come on, EA.
At #2, we have EA's tendency to re-release the same video game year after year after year.
Phil, I think it's happened again.
Whether it's Battlefield or one of their sports titles like Madden or FIFA, EA loves to recycle the same game over and over, just update the rosters, tweak something, add a new map for Battlefield, but basically just put out the same game. With the Star Wars Battlefront series, they even released a game basically devoid of single-player content, while still asking $60 for it. 2 years later, they released Battlefront 2. It's mistakes like this that lead to the rise of competitors.
Coming in at #3, the SimCity release. This may have been the absolute worst release of a video game, period. First, I don't know if a company had ever hyped up a strategy game, let alone a city building game, like this before. You'd think with how high profile the launch was, that they would have been better prepared to handle the traffic and not have so many game-breaking bugs on release. They even managed to create one of the worst PR nightmares by forcing players to remain constantly online just to play a single-player game. It's madness.
Loki, this is madness. Is it madness? Is it?
This fiasco left the SimCity game unplayable for weeks after release and tarnished the SimCity IP. This at least would lead to newer competitors in the market, such as City Skylines, which was great, by the way, if you haven't played it. EA, please don't buy their studio and ruin this game as well.
Next up, we have all of the studios that EA has purchased and then subsequently ruined. Think Westwood Studios, who made Command & Conquer, DreamWorks Interactive, who made Medal of Honor, Maxis, who made SimCity, and BioWare, who made Knights of the Old Republic, Mass Effect, Baldur's Gate, so many classics. They've managed to stall the Knights of the Old Republic and Command & Conquer series. They overextended the Mass Effect series, and they discredited the SimCity series. All of these were fantastic original IPs, and a lot of these studios, they shut down. Shame on you, EA.
And finally, Origin and just server issues in general with the platform. Prior to Origin releasing in 2011, Valve's Steam was the software distribution platform that PC gamers used to purchase, install, and play their games. EA decided they wanted a piece of the pie too, and so they released Origin to mediocre review. However, by pulling several of their EA games from the Steam store, they are able to build a sizable user base of players who wanted to play the new Mass Effect games, Battlefield, Dead Space, The Sims, and the new Star Wars Battlefront series. The issue here was EA did not heavily invest in the infrastructure for their platform. This resulted in server issues for titles like SimCity, as I mentioned previously, and the Star Wars Battlefront games. EA's Origin has also come under fire from EU regulatory bodies due to privacy issues. The software collects information about your system and what software and hardware you have and use on your computer, even if it's unrelated to your use of Origin. Like, what is that? Who wants to install this on their computer? If you feel like you hate EA for any of these reasons, please make sure to like the video and subscribe.
Thanks for watching. See you guys next time on Bottle Royale.